What's up, everybody? Welcome to Real Men, Real Talk Live. This is going to be an awesome episode. It is a deep dive on fabrics, okay? We're going to go over cotton, modal, and nylon, and yes, we're going to even mention problematic polyester. I did come up with that all by myself. I did not have AI type this script for me. Pure, old-fashioned, homegrown human thought here, people. Before we get on with the episode, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to push this video in the algorithm and make this conversation comfortable for all men who don't yet know how to talk like men about their underwear. Oh, you know what? Next episode we do, Tillman has already worn his. He got his in sooner.
I wore them on the 4th of July, guys. Just wait.
Man, it was really hot here.
It was so nasty here.
But I mean, look at this. Like, how could they be nasty? Look at this guy. He's so happy.
It's a false face. He's putting on a face.
Look at it's got a pouch. Oh, look at him. That's totally a pouch. Tillman's already worn his boxer briefs. We're gonna do an episode on that. It's gonna be wild. Like this is a throwback for me. This was actually like revolutionary. Like, what? You bought bikini briefs? Oh my gosh. You're only allowed to wear boxer briefs and tidy whities.
Yeah.
So speaking of tidy whities, let's get into it. Yeah, we're going to go over fabrics today. Cotton, it's made of a natural breathable fiber. We all know this, harvested from seed pods of the cotton plant. If you come around here down in the South, I can't remember what time of year it is, you'll be driving by a field and you'll be like, wait, did it snow? And it's just a field of cotton and it looks like dirty snow because there's like brown leaves mixed in there. But then what's cool is they'll like actually have these massive bales. Like it's the size of like a Mack truck box almost. And you can just like walk right up to the bale and pick some out and like look at it, or it's in the field there and you can pull it out and you can look at the seeds and stuff. It's really cool. But yeah, we've been using cotton for a heck of a long time. Like Jockeys were using them and it's breathable. It's versatile, you know? You've got some moisture control in there. It absorbs sweat and moisture, making it perfect for like casual wear and stuff like that. The only problem is it absorbs all that moisture and then just keeps it. It doesn't like do anything with it. It just sort of sits there. And because the fabric it can't be woven as thin, like the weave is a little too big, it can chafe. It can be really bad, and especially leave salt deposits in your junk, and that adds to the chafing. It's really bad. It can absorb up to 27 times its weight in water, acting like a sponge to pull liquid directly into its core. And oh yeah, are those Jockeys?
Yeah.
Cotton as well?
Yeah, there's cotton in there.
So yeah, I got a couple cotton samples right here. This is the Hanes, the first we tried it so you don't have to video. These are the ones that I wore. Yes, they have been washed. And we've also got the better cotton, to be honest, Calvin Klein Icon cotton. So next one we got Modal, or some people like to say Modal, made of a semi-synthetic cellulosic fiber made of reconstituted beech pulp. Unmatched softness. If you guys have ever tried Modal next to cotton, it's really good. It absorbs about 50% more moisture than standard cotton. It's also really durable. But the difference between Modal and cotton is it actually has some moisture wicking. It releases moisture and dries faster than cotton. It does still retain water, so that's why, like if you're doing a lot of hard work, I might, say, hey, maybe try a nylon. But I have worn our Modals out to do like heavy labor, like lifting logs, mowing the lawn. And it's like 100 degrees out and 100% humidity. And the Modal holds up really well, especially if we're wearing boxer briefs. Like you're not going to experience that chafing of either your package on your legs or your legs against your legs, which we all have that to varying degrees. Next, nylon. Let me pull out nylon for you guys. Clear that out of the way. All right, nylon.
I've got the mesh version.
Awesome. And I've got a mesh version too. We'll compare those up close. All right, so nylon has extreme durability. It is made of a synthetic fiber for those of you guys who don't like that. It's sometimes known as polyamide. So if you're on Amazon or something and you see polyamide, it's nylon. It's synthesized from petroleum fossil fuels, similar to polyester. It has extreme durability. This is actually where nylon shines, because if you're doing a lot of walking or you're running or something like that and you don't want your thighs rubbing together, these legs will have great spring back and they'll actually hold on your leg a little better than a Modal, and you can actually like hear them rubbing sometimes, and it makes me feel really nice to hear those rubbing, because that means that I'm not chafing. It's so nice wearing the nylons, especially on a really hot day where I'm walking around town or doing heavy labor. Extremely low absorption. It's hydrophobic, so it's only going to absorb about 4% of its weight in water, prevents it from getting heavy, and it also has excellent wicking capability. and it just gets out there. As long as there's a wind, as long as there's a breeze, it clears out very quickly. Also really useful for travel, by the way. Like if you've got like a set of only a few sets of underwear and you've got to do that emergency wash in the hotel room sink, I just do that the night before, throw it in front of your AC unit, that stuff will be dry. Or if you really have an emergency and you got to do the blow dryer, you'd be surprised how fast these things dry out. Totally done it. Totally works. Okay. Last but not least, I'm going to hold them up. This right here is polyester, Under Armour. This one actually, so when I was test wearing it, it actually didn't do too bad, only because it had a mesh fabric in the pouch. But with polyester, it dominates fast fashion because it's like, it's cheap and all that.
Yeah.
But it traps heat and odor. And try this out. It took me a while to get the hang of it. But if you're in, like, say, a Marshall's, a Walmart, any kind of big box store, start touching the fabrics of various pieces of clothing. When you touch a polyester, it actually feels warmer than a nylon. You can tell a nylon because it feels cooler to the touch. It's really crazy. And I got like probably about an 80% hit rate on that. Not the best, but I can generally tell a nylon versus a polyester. It's going to trap odor really bad. You all have smelled this odor. If you've worn a polyester shirt and done a lot of heavy labor, there's a very particular odor that comes with that kind of fabric.
Takes me back to the locker room in high school. All we wore was polyester Under Armour, polyester undershirts, man. It was like, didn't know what we were doing to ourselves at that time, We were just wearing it. But man, that smell, it's like high school football.
Yeah, totally. And what's crazy is, like, nowadays, the cost difference between polyester and nylon is actually not that big. Like, if the fabric is the only thing you're going to change and you want to stick with like an Under Armour or Calvin Klein or something. Interestingly enough, Calvin Klein, when I was looking for briefs, they had very little nylon. I think they had like 1 or 2 sets that I could find that said polyamide.
Yeah.
But try it out. Try out nylon. If you're not going to go with a real men, if you're not going to go with a pouch underwear style like this, just at least get nylon. Okay. Let's see. There's traps heat and odors. There's some environmental concerns and skin concerns. It talks about like the microplastics like sloughing off on your skin and stuff like that. And to be honest, if you really want to be logical about it, nylon probably does that to some degree too. That's just my personal opinion. I don't care about that as much, so I will wear a nylon without much trouble. There's near zero absorption of moisture. So here's an interesting thing. There is deceptive wicking with polyester. Untreated polyester like traps sweat and oil against the body, while chemically treated sports polyester can wick moisture and it binds with the body oils. So, and this is where it gets stinky. So the chemically treated sports polyester, it can wick moisture, but it binds with the body oils, creating a permanent environment for odor-causing bacteria. That's why this same smell returns again and again, and it smells exactly the same, no matter what you eat, no matter how little you sweat. Sometimes it feels. So I'm just gonna say, guys, steer clear. Like, if you don't care about synthetic fabrics, great, get some nylon. If you don't care about synthetic fabrics, still get the nylon, because the polyester's just not worth it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The nylon is much better. I've done like, well, no, you're good, Chris. And like polyester versus nylon, like it's going to become a big competition one of these days, like Pepsi versus Coke, just because people are finding out what polyester does to them. Whereas nylon is a lot, I wouldn't say safer, but it's definitely a better option. So maybe safer as well, but
we'll see what the science people say in 20 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I'm always joking with my, I'm always joking with my wife that when they, like, they always talk about BPA free stuff, and now they have like GPA or something. I'm always joking with her, like, man, 20 years from now, they're going to find out that new stuff that they put in, it's exactly the same.
Like,
it's still doing the same things. Like,
if your loved one was wearing polyester underwear.
Yeah. Don't do it, guys. It's not worth it. Okay. Going into the fabric comparison. First, we're going to start out with cotton. And I was really interested when I got my Calvin Kleins in, because compared to the Hanes, the weave was so much better. Get this up here. I don't know if you can tell from this far away. Probably not, because the quality. The weave is so thick on these Hanes. So let's get close to the cameras. Let's get close and personal here, all right? I don't know if you can tell, but you can see the weave on that Hanes pretty clearly.
Yeah.
The Calvin Klein is definitely smaller. Back in the day, I think the ones that I got, I think it was called Pima cotton. Or maybe that's just, maybe I just like cross things over. But so Pima cotton is apparently better than traditional cotton. So this is kind of like your standard big box store cotton. But if you switch out for like a tighter weave, you're going to have a lot better experience with that over this. This, I didn't know it at the time, but when I was itching my butt in class and I got caught by the people and they like made fun of me, which I kind of understand. There we go. This is what was causing my butt to itch. It was this thick, abrasive weave. Highly, highly do not recommend. If you're gonna get like a big box pair of underwear, check the weave. Make sure it's like kind of small and fine. That way you're not running into that. Okay, so now this is where it gets kind of fun. I was working on this yesterday. I was playing with this new camera angle yesterday. Cotton versus Modal. The weave is even smaller on Modal. Do you have yours there, Tillman? Can you pull up your cotton
Yeah.
Jockeys? Do a little
Yeah.
comparison. Like
Yeah.
it's
So it's like,
really neat.
I don't know if you can
Yeah,
see that very well.
probably not. No, but
Freaking.
I'm looking at this. There is a definite like the distance between the weave is so much smaller on the Modal, which
Well,
gives
and
Modal that luxurious feeling. Go ahead.
honestly, like weird thing, but if you like grind the fabrics by your ears, you can hear the weaves with the jockey, but with the Modal, it's very faint. It's
Okay.
like
Oh
it
man,
just
I got to
pinch
do
it.
this.
Yeah, you can hear the weave with the cotton or the jockey or whatever it might be, but the Modal, it's very faint.
Oh my
That's one thing, like
goodness.
weird thing. Like, so if you need to listen to
Oh,
your underwear before you
the
buy it,
Hanes is like
yeah,
sandpaper.
yeah, yeah, dude.
Sorry,
So I
say
was
what you said again.
so you can hear the weave. Like if the weave is playing music in your ears, it's not good music. First off, and secondly, it's probably not good to put on your lower half. But you can hear the roughness in the fabric when you do that. Now with the Modal, it's very faint, and I'm like rubbing at the same rate, and it's not doing like you can hear a difference.
Yeah,
It's I don't know, but yeah, just a
that
weird thing I
is
picked up on. Yeah,
that is so good. No, that's a perfect example of if you're gonna buy a pair of underwear, make sure, or pair of like more natural fibers. I know you could say like, oh well, modal isn't a natural fiber.
right.
I get it. Try it. It's
Yeah,
really smooth. It's really luxurious. I've ran like not this specific pair. This by the way is actually something that's going to be launching pretty soon. One of our new colorways, sand. But
3 weeks.
I've run these like this fabric through the wash many, many times and it just stays soft. It's
Yep,
so good.
yep.
So
Yeah, I was gonna
that's
say
all I
like
have to say about that.
The only
Go ahead.
thing the only thing with Modal I've noticed is, like, after a while, you might get, like, those fabric balls on the outside
A
of
little
it,
bit.
but other than that, like, this is a pair I've had for probably a year and a half now, like, absolutely love it, and the
Yeah.
fabric hasn't changed, and it fits like it's brand new every time I put it on.
Yeah.
So, whereas with cotton, dude, like, these Jockeys, I wore them straight out of the box, and then I'm gonna wash them, maybe see what they feel like after a wash, but I know they're gonna shrink. I know they're not gonna fit
Mm,
the same. I know when I squat down, I'll probably rip the crotch out after they wash type situation just because 'cause they're gonna get smaller, you know? So, like, the Modal keeps
mm,
its nice shape there for you, so and it
mm.
doesn't get rough on the skin, so
It does do really well with that.
yeah,
All
yeah.
right, so nylon. So I haven't like pre looked at this. Well, we're gonna compare fabrics, like the weave to these. So yeah, like I said, the only saving grace of this particular pair of underwear, I tried this. Oh man, it must have been like maybe almost a year and a half to 2 years ago. It only worked because this pouch is mesh. Let's compare the fabric weave.
There we
All
go.
right, honestly, the weave's not too different. Maybe a little bit smaller on the nylon. Just sitting right here, I can already feel that my hand on the polyester is getting warmer. The nylon still feels cool to the touch. So I'm gonna hopefully talk you guys off a ledge. Don't do it. Don't spend the money. It's not worth it. Don't get a polyester. Like already my hand is starting to sweat. That's a problem. While the nylon, it feels so cool. It's really nice. Sorry, we get really excited about our underwear here. So guys, that's all we got. Just wanted to do this talking back and forth comparison of different fabrics. There's a lot of options out there. You got your nylon, you got your mesh nylon. Don't do the polyester. It's terrible. Get rid of it. If you're going to do anything as far as the cotton goes, don't get the Hanes. It's terrible.
Or the Jockeys,
Or the Jockeys. Yeah.
throw them
You
out.
want to look for a tighter weave. Like if you do anything, you can get a pair of Calvin Kleins. Like if you love that look. I just don't love the pouch. It doesn't take your junk and separate it as well as some others, like Real Men. Let's just do a little side by side comparison here. If we line up the leg openings, Like, you get so much more up and out action there. These Calvin Kleins, they weren't bad, they weren't terrible, but gosh darn it, like, we're in the 21st century here. We have the technology, it's right here.
No more loincloths.
Yeah, we wear very fancy loincloths. They are very good loincloths.
Honestly, I just like the fabrics that we use at Roman Apparel Company. That's all I've got. Honestly, it's just everything. Like, I've tried, like, trying all these other brands has opened my eyes to realizing, like, hey, we have a product that works. And this isn't a sales pitch, but we have a product that works. So if you're trying to pouch underwear, try it out from Roman Apparel Company first, because you'll be surprised and you won't want to wear anything else. Chris and I are doing it for you. So let us wear the other brands for you. Yeah. Let us wear the...
Boom! Yeah. Jockey has entered the chat.
I already did my 3 days in the Jockey. I call them the Yuckies. Like, yucky.
Oh, no, that's so good.
It's not good. That's all I have to say.
Yeah. All right, cool. That's all we got, guys. So next week, pay attention. We're going to be trying out the Jockeys. And I'm going to see if I am as happy as this man right here. We'll see if my face looks like that. Or maybe that's me going...
I like that top pair colorway, though. That pattern's pretty cool.
Oh, man, I don't know. It looks like...
That better be your first wear. It's at the top of the pack for a reason.
That'll be my first wear, then. We'll keep it exciting here at Real Men.
Yes.
Oh, all right. I'm not looking forward to it, but hey, they're cotton, so it won't be as bad as the polyester.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, we've drawn this on long enough. Guys, we love you. Thank you so much for joining us. We have had an absolute riot of a time with you. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe this video if you have loved it. Pushes this video in the algorithm and makes this conversation comfortable for all men. And we can, by some chance, save some men from the oppression and the heat of polyester. Get rid of the microplastics, guys. It's not worth it. It doesn't even fit better. It doesn't even feel better. So let's save these men from it. Let's like this video so that your friends don't have to live in bondage to crappy underwear. All right, I think that's about all.
You're passionate, Chris. I love it.
We will see you next time with the Jockey underwear. See ya.